Hello and welcome to the garden. So this video is about Schefflera taiwaniana. So I did a video about, must be 18 months, 2 years ago now. It's got quite a lot of views on YouTube as well. And this is like the updated version, if you like. Yeah, so Schefflera taiwaniana, really popular plant. They look absolutely fantastic. One here, amazing foliage plant. So yeah, they're usually seen, you see them usually in nurseries with a label on, something like that. In this range of plants, you also get like Fatsia polycarpa and stuff like that. So these are micro-propagated or tissue culture plants, and they do look a little bit different in some respects to a seed-grown plant, but we'll take a look at that later in the video. Also, a few years back, probably sort of lockdown-ish time, they were in quite short supply. A few places were selling little tiny plants, and they are difficult plants. And you know, I was forever reading on gardening groups, tropical gardening groups, that people were losing these plants. They need really, really good drainage, and they're not big enough to plant out. Because what you're buying is a plug plant which should go into the trade and get grown on by somebody who really knows what they're doing to get them past that kind of delicate small stage, which, you know, for a lot of plants it's easy for most people to do, but these just so happen to be a bit on the tricky side, and they weren't cheap at one time. I mean, I've got loads in the garden. I plant them in freeze. It's just I know a lot of people treat it as a specimen plant, but that's how I like to do things in our garden. So if I see one of these and it's 20 quid and I've got spare 20 quid, I'll probably buy one, grow it on for 12 months and plant them. But yeah, once you get them to a size where they're big enough to plant, as I'll show you, like, it kind of, there's other problems with these plants as well, which become apparent as we go through the video. But first, what I'm going to do is just look at how I grow them on, because I've got some in the greenhouse that I have had some problems with over winter. My own fault, a little bit of neglect. I haven't tucked away and totally forgot about them. And you know, I say they do like good drainage, but not being left to totally dry out like I did. Yeah, but generally they're pretty hardy. Up here in Manchester, no problems most of the time. But yeah, let's take a look. So there's quite a few Scheffleras on here. I'm going to move that one out of the way, which is not taiwaniana, it's another one. Some of you might know. That is, it's either Impressor or rhododendrodrifolia. Yeah, and there's one there. I'll just pick that up and see if I can kind of get my camera to look at it. That's probably ready for planting out. Yeah. Well, that main stem is, but you might consider the side stem there to be too small, and that is the problem with these plants, and I can probably demonstrate it a little bit better on this one here. There you go. So you've got this main, well, there's three stems there now that are probably over 12 inches tall now, but then you've got a lot of shorter stems, and there's also a lot of growth in there, like new growing points starting, and that I see happening on most of these I'll put that one down, tissue culture plants. And there's one there, I can see where I've been trimming it back a little bit, but yeah, you can probably tell, you won't see it so much in these because these have grown on a bit now, but with all Scheffleras, there's always tons of perlite in there, and then I sit them on something like this to assist with drainage. There's another one, yeah, that kind of thing. They're from IKEA. Yeah, and all these plants were, how many is there? There's there's 4 taiwanianas there. All 4 of them were bought as £5 plants from a nursery. They look really scrappy. It might have been early last year, I can't remember now. Anyway, I potted them on, give them a bit of care, apart from this winter where I kind of forgot. They were tucked away a little bit. Let's move that. But yeah, so that is dead easy. Just tons of drainage, tons of perlite, works a treat. Stick them on something like that, happy days. When they get to this size, it becomes less critical in my opinion. And that is a really nice Schefflera, but Can't remember for the life of me what it's called. Right, now we'll go and have a look what happens to these when they're out in the garden. So this one's been planted out a few years now. Looks great. And there's one next to it there. And there's one over there around the back. But if you look at the base, you see all them sort of short stems that it produced. You can see that there. It's just been frosted off. But fortunately the main stem carries on. It just looks superb. And if I jump round here, you can see the same sort of thing. You know, that's a decent size. And sometimes you do get a little bit of frost damage in the top, but for the most part they're okay. But you can see the rest of it. That is actually from not this winter, the winter before, and it wasn't particularly cold, so it lost that bit. Looks like that one there might get through. Yeah, but you can see the same thing. That one's had it as well. I need to tidy these up a little bit. But if you get one stem that's a decent size, like sort of 15, 16 inches, plant it out in spring and you're good to go. But the smaller stems, there's a good chance you'll lose them. Yeah, so this is a seed grown plant. It's looking a bit tatty at the moment. You can see where the tops have been frosted, but there's a nice big thick growing point in there. But if you look at the bottom of it, that's all it is. Nice single stem. Oh, this one's growing out at an odd angle. I did have a group of 3 here as well. The seed grown, micro propagated. I know that looks bigger and deeper leaf colour, but that is a bigger plant, and the leaves on this one will get bigger. Let's have a look what's going on in there. Yeah, that'll be fine. But there was another one in there that didn't make it, so I'm probably going to put another one in again, and then I'm planting a load of aspidistra in here as well. I've got another seed grown plant as well. I'm going to take a quick look at that. Yeah, it's actually looking a bit tatty, this plant. I need to tidy it up. But yeah, again, single stemmed, just like they should be. So yeah, that's Schefflera taiwaniana. You got any questions, just leave them in the comments and I'll try my hardest to answer them. But that's it for now. Cheerio.